Okay, I'm here at Kylie School, and with me is Kylie. Had a session for the C Education lesson plan with the seniors at the school. Hello, Kylie.
Yeah, good morning.
Kylie, can you maybe tell us a bit about what we did here today?
Essentially, I've been helping you out with your C Education program, which is part of the bigger sailing group that you do down at Mulberry Grove here at the school. And we just had a session with the kids, teaching them all about the rules of the road in relation to the collision prevention sort of rules for on the sea.
Okay, and the reason I wanted to talk to you about this because this is not normal policing really. This is something that comes under the heading of community policing. It's a nice term, but what does it actually mean to you?
Community policing is pretty much what Roger and I do here on the island. It's just we're not just police officers here on Great Barrier. We're part of the community as a whole. So obviously this morning I had both my police hat on, but also my Coast Guard hat, because both Roger and I are skippers for the local Coast Guard boat, and I'm the unit training officer for the Coast Guard unit out here. So like everything else on this island that we do, it's sort of part and parcel of a bigger whole.
Now, the island it's a small community, and the police is represented by you and Roger. In terms of policing the island, what does that involve?
Lots of everything really. You sort of have to be a bit of a what do I say, a Jill or jack of all trades, master of very few sometimes. But in respect of this island, we obviously both do the policing role, and then we both do Coast Guard, and we're both members of the local fire brigade, because that's an important thing over here. Up until recently, the police trucks were the island ambulances, and the very uncomfortable ambulances they were. So I'm sure everybody's pretty happy that the ambulance is running now. We'll still do anything ambulance-wise that relates to just assisting them into places where they can't get the ambulance itself. We do all the sort of search and rescue. We both fully qualified both in land and marine search controllers. So we do both the feet on the ground part of the search and rescue, but also the organisation of if it's a big sort of search and rescue. Work as much with the kids as possible, because the kids are so cool, and it's just a really nice way of putting back into the community also. Yeah, bits and pieces of just about everything you can think of.
So when one thinks of policing, then that's usually the idea that comes to mind is about chasing criminals and following on burglaries and some other issues. But how much does that represent policing on the island? How much of it is other roles?
Obviously, the policing role, which is our major role, has to take some sort of priority. But over here, it's not a huge part of policing into when burglaries etc. are happening on the island. Obviously we drop everything and deal with that, or accidents or whatever you would consider to be the policing role. But a huge amount of our role is actually just involves talking to people and making people feel safer, or allowing them to express their opinions about things, and just trying to solve what in town they probably wouldn't think of as policing jobs. In town, if you went to a police station with some of the issues that you come to us with over here, you'd basically get sent off to some other organisation or laughed out of the building. But here, because it's a small island and it's a real community role, we tend to try and help out in some quite unusual issues at times.
Now, I'm here at Katoga School talking to you just after you completed a session of teaching the children about rules of the sea. If one can call that community policing, what other examples of community policing would you do around the island?
We try and help out the schools as much as possible, because that's a big priority. I've done a bit of youth aid work in the past, and establishing that close relationship with the kids on the island is really important to both of us, because both Roger and I, because at the end of the day, the kids are the future generation, and the more comfortable they are with police, the more likely they are to stay on the right path, basically. So we consider that a big part. We will go and help transport at the schools, or help out at the schools with anything really that the school comes to us and asks us to assist with. Just establishing, Roger's just done that, the hunting program with a small group of the boys from the school, and he's intending to continue that on this year. And that again is a real community policing sort of thing, where he's taking the kids out to teach them all about hunting and firearms rules, and teach them to be safe in the bush and with firearms. And the kids have really had an absolute ball doing that, and got a lot out of it. So yeah, those are just two small examples.
Thank you, Kylie. I'm next going to ask you a few questions about your connection with the island, because there's a bit of history here, but we'll just have a break first.